Hey there, welcome back. Or if you're new to my channel, my name is Katie and this is Louisiana Cooking and Living. And we are in the middle of making some crawfish recipes. We have made two so far. We have done a creamy crawfish and corn bisque. We have also made a crawfish boil pasta. And today we're going to be making crawfish enchiladas. We are going to be using some crawfish that were left over from a crawfish boil and some store-bought crawfish tails. And I am also going to be using the corn we're going to cut off the cob that was in the crawfish boil. So that crawfish boil seasoning will come on through. So first thing we're going to do is we are going to make a green enchilada salsa to go in the bottom of our pan. I was going to do all queso on it, but I thought that'd be too rich. So we're going to cut it a little bit with a tomatillo green enchilada salsa. So we're going to get our vegetables ready to go in the oven and roast. All right, so the first thing I have is quite a few tomatillos here. A tomatillo is not a tomato. It comes in this paper husk that you have to peel off, and then the tomatillo is inside. It looks like a green tomato, but it is not a green tomato. All right, so we're gonna get all these peeled. I have 10 of them. We're gonna throw them in a bowl here because we're gonna wash them up, and then we're gonna coat them in some some avocado oil. So I'm gonna get my 10 tomatillos here peeled up. And this inner paper is kind of sticky, tacky. All right, so let me get these peeled real quick. All right, besides our tomatillos, we are going to add 2 serrano peppers. If I can get these open. We don't mind spicy, so I am leaving the seeds in here. If you do not want the spicy, you could cut these in half, take the seeds and the white part out. But I'm just going to throw these in here like this for us. Now we're also going to be using some Anaheim peppers. If I can get this one open. Anaheim peppers are not as spicy at all. So we're going to use these. And of course I'm definitely going to leave the seeds and stems in these. So we're going to use 3 of these. All right. I just have a piece of red onion left. I'm going to throw this in my bowl. And I'm going to grab some garlic out of the fridge. Enchiladas are not hard to make. It's just there's a lot of steps if you're making it all from scratch. So you just have to get all your components ready and then roll them together and they're done. I've already shredded my cheese up. I like to buy block cheese and shred it myself. All right, so here's my bowl of my veggies. I'm going to drizzle this with some avocado oil just to help it get roasty. In the oven, I do have my oven on broil. Give these a little toss to make sure they're coated. Makes them pretty slippery. We'll put this on our sheet pan. Now you are going to have to watch your garlic because your garlic can burn pretty quickly because it's high in sugar content. So I like to kind of push the garlic and the onions into the center of my pan to kind of try and keep those together and protected by the other ones so they don't really burn. All right, we're gonna get this under the broiler and get this going. We'll check it and make sure we flip them over if we need to, okay? All right, we'll keep an eye on those, and in the process, we are going to cut the corn off the cob of our boiled corn. The chickens will love these corn cobs. If you hadn't seen yet, I did post a little short. We ended up getting 14 more chickens yesterday, or chicks yesterday. We did buy 4 Jersey Giants to try our hand at processing, to have some fresh chicken in our freezer. So we'll take you along for that little process as it comes near, and we'll introduce you to the chicks closer to like when they're a little bit bigger. But anyway, there's a short. It was posted just prior to this video. I'll leave it linked above. All right, I think the only other thing I'm going to need to chop is an onion. I wanted to get a shallot, but the store they didn't have a shallot. So I got a sweet onion because I didn't want a very strong onion flavor. I just wanted it to be mild. So I chose a sweet onion. If you have a shallot and you're wanting to make this, that's what I would suggest. But otherwise, go with the sweet onion. Make sure there's no more peel on my knife. All right. I need to have a bowl here next to me to put my peelings in. All right, we'll give this a little chop. All right, the only other thing I'm going to need is some more garlic. So I'm going to grab some garlic cloves here. Cut my stems off like I always do. And if you don't know what I mean, like, talking about this little brown part on the end. I may be weird. I don't know. Do you cut them off too? I always have to cut them off. My husband says I'm weird for that. All right, let's move over to the stove and we'll get everything going. All right, it's time to check the veggies and give them a flip. We are toasting up nicely here. We'll give them a little flip. All right, so in my Dutch oven here, I'm going to put some butter in here. And y'all, I'm really just making this recipe up as I go. So we're just hoping it turns out. We're going to put a couple of tablespoons of butter in here. And to this, we're going to add a little bit of avocado oil. Just so that butter doesn't burn. To this, we're going to add, so that was a good 2 handfuls, about a cup of onion. I'm going to add my garlic cloves to this. And this is our filling, that's what we're making right here for our enchiladas. That was 2, 4, 6, 7 garlic cloves is what I have. All right, we're going to add a little bit of salt to this. We'll start with a heaping 1/4 teaspoon. We'll get this sauteing. While this is sauteing, I'm going to get my tortillas ready. So what I like to do is I have some corn tortillas here, and I'm going to heat some avocado oil here on the stove top. So when you have corn tortillas, if you go to roll them and you don't heat them, they can break. You can put these in the microwave with a moist paper towel to kind of give it some moisture, but I like to run it through some hot oil and blister it, is what I like to do for my tortillas. Now I have 2 kids that don't prefer corn tortillas, so I have some flour tortillas I'm going to use for them, but you don't have to heat the flour tortillas if that's what you choose to use. So I'm going to do my corn tortillas in the grease. I'm going to put a plate back here with some paper towels to lay the tortillas on. I also have my blender cup here, and as my veggies become ready, I'm going to put them in my blender cup. I'm going to give them another little check real quick. Alright, so it looks like my onions and my garlic are ready, so I'm going to kind of set this on top of my Dutch oven real quick. I'll get my onions and garlic off of here. Don't want them to burn, just getting them toasty. Alright, we'll get all these back in the oven. Alright, to this we're going to add our corn. And really I'm just going to turn this off now or down on low, because we're just heating it through. This is a little bit of crawfish I had left from the crawfish boil. And this is just a pound of crawfish from the grocery store. If you're buying crawfish from the grocery store, I highly suggest you either look for this certified Louisiana or certified Cajun on it. You have to be careful because they do sell crawfish from China. If you're wanting the crawfish from Louisiana, we always ask that you buy Louisiana crawfish tails. Alright, so we're just wanting to warm through. Actually, I don't even want it necessarily to warm through because I want to mix it with some cheese. So I'm turning this off all the way. And we'll get over here to our oil. I'm going to add a little bit more here to it. So our different components would be the green enchilada sauce, our filling, and then our queso we're going to make. So these are just quick. You just pass them through. You get these little blisters on the tortilla. And then you pull them. Alright, we're finishing up with our last couple of tortillas here. My camera cut off, so I'm not quite sure at this moment what the last thing was I was saying. But we're just going to get these toasted up in here, and we're almost done. The last thing we need to make is our queso for our 3 components. I'm not sure if I mentioned that we have 3 components: our green enchilada sauce, our filling, and then our queso. And so we just have the one more component to get together, and then we can get these rolling. Here's the rest of our veggies. We're going to get these in our blender cup, and these will be cooling while we make our queso. Alright, let's get everything together for our queso. Alright, so the last component we need to make is our queso. So I have a pot here. I'm going to put it on low. I don't want it to burn our cheese sauce. Oh, while I'm thinking about it while this is heating up though. If you are buying store-bought crawfish, You can add a touch of some liquid crab oil or some powdered crab oil. And because I'm not going to add this to here because I did have some crawfish from a crab oil and our corn is from the crab oil. But if you wanted to impart that crab oil flavor, there's liquid that you can use, and there's also a powder form seasoning that you can use. Just be very cautious. If you're not used to it, it can be pretty spicy. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to make our queso, like I said. And y'all, I'm just kind of doing this from memory of a few recipes I've done, and we'll just see how it turns out. So we're going to melt some butter in here. I have like not much onion here, like a 1/4 cup of onion. We'll get that sauteing. I don't like to use a roux with my cheese sauces, whether it's a queso or like a mac and cheese, because it can leave your sauce kind of grainy. So I let the cheese be the thickener. All right, besides the onion, I'm gonna add some chilies, some green chilies. I got 2 cans. I got a hot one and a medium one. This is 4 ounces of green chilies. I'm gonna start with the hot. Maybe I'll start with the medium because we have the serranos and our crawfish boil. We'll start with the medium. I'm not sure how much I'll need, but I'm gonna start with one of these 4-ounce cans. I'm so excited to have the peppers in my garden to can my own green chilies because we use these quite a bit. So I'm gonna put these in here, the juice and all. Saute these for a minute. I'm gonna put a little bit of salt in here. We'll do a generous 1/4 teaspoon. All right, that looks pretty soft. We're gonna add some milk to this now. I'm gonna use a measuring cup to try and help you duplicate this if you try to duplicate this recipe. So let's see, this is 2 cups. We'll go with 1 more cup. So we'll do a 3-cup total for now. I'm going to turn it up for just a second to try and get this to a simmer quicker, just for time's sake, but I'm going to watch it. I'm not going to let it just go. And then when we get the cheese in there, we'll turn it down. Feels a little warm on my spoon. So this is now I don't remember if I bought 8 ounces of cheddar or if I bought a pound of 16 ounces of cheddar. This was 16 ounces of cheddar. Let's start with half of this. So we'll start with about 8 ounces. Sorry, my husband grated all this for me and I didn't pay a lot of attention. So this is Monterey Jack. We'll do half of this for now too. Of course, you don't want to let it burn. The milk and the cheese can burn pretty fast. Starting to melt. And you can always use like a Rotel dip or whatever you're comfortable making too. It doesn't have to be this. All right, so our veggies have cooled and we're going to put about a teaspoon of salt in here with these. This will be our sauce. And we'll give this a quick blend. All right, so now we have all of our components ready. So this is going to be for our Easter dinner. So I am using disposable pans to make cleanup super easy. I will show you this. I've showed this in the past when I've done my Mexican food. I am using this Queso Oaxaca. This is the cheese I'm using to fill the enchiladas and then also to go over the top. So we have that shredded also. This is a pound of the Queso Oaxaca shredded. I'm going to add it here to our filling, our crawfish and corn filling. We'll give this a stir. We don't need to put a lot, just to kind of bind the ingredients together because we are having the queso on the top and everything. We don't want to make them too rich. So first thing we're going to do is put our sauce on the bottom. Smells so good. All right. We'll just kind of spread that around. All right. We are going to take a corn tortilla. Let me get a little spoon. We're going to put some filling in here. And we'll roll it up. And we'll continue the process. I will show you that because we are having this tomorrow for Easter, I won't be able to show you the taste test tomorrow. I am going to make a little pan, throw it in the oven, and try it with you guys tonight. Put a little bit of sauce in the bottom. Put some filling down. Roll this up. I'll get another one because my husband's going to want to try this tonight too. All right, we'll get these rolled up and then we'll come back to put our queso on top. So apparently I wasn't recording when I was talking about the queso. I ended up adding all the rest of my cheese into here, and it's still a little thin. And so I would suggest cutting back to about 1.5 cups of milk, and then put your cheese in there. And then if you need to add more milk, you can add more milk. We put the milk over the queso or cheese sauce over the top. We sprinkle the rest of our Oaxaca cheese over the top. Some of these are corn and some of these are flour tortillas. These will get covered and go in the fridge for Easter tomorrow, and we will taste test the couple we put in the oven right now with you guys. All right, here's our 2 enchiladas to taste test, and we'll give this a taste test together. Okay, so while these are cooling off, I just want to tell you we're going to serve this tomorrow with some refried beans made from our home canned pinto beans that I did with you guys back in January. I'll leave a little link up here, a little card at the top. So if you wanted to check that out. Let's see, I bought some some avocados to make some guacamole with our home canned salsa, which I can also leave a link to that. And sour cream. We'll have some sour cream. And the rest of our queso, we will have chips and queso also. So let's give this a taste test. All right, look at this cheese. I don't want to burn myself, it is so hot. I have a little towel here. So hot. Y'all, it's so cheesy, so flavorful. The tomatillo sauce at the bottom, that little bit of tang that the tomatillos give, that is good, y'all. It's not too rich with all the cheese. It's pretty yummy. I hope you give this recipe a try. If you're one of my Louisiana friends, what do you like to do with your leftover crawfish from a crawfish boil? I've kind of shared a few of my crawfish recipes. I actually have one more to come up, and we'll see you next time for that one. In the meantime, thanks for watching, and if you haven't been following along with me, I hope you should catch up on some videos that you haven't seen in the past and hit subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.